Welcome back to Jamyy English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amyy. Episode 28, April 28th.
And today, what are you watching? What are you listening to?
Movies, music, TV shows, the English of entertainment and culture.
Which is one of the richest conversational territories in everyday English because everyone has opinions, everyone has recommendations, and everyone feels something about what they watch and listen to.
And native speakers talk about this constantly. Have you seen this? I'm obsessed with this show right now. You have to listen to this album.
If you have the vocabulary to engage with those conversations, you're immediately more present, more connected, more interesting to be around.
So today, the full language of entertainment. How to talk about what you're watching and listening to, how to recommend, how to disagree about taste gracefully, and how to analyze what you've seen.
I should mention that Amyy has strong opinions about cinema.
I have excellent taste. There is a difference.
Let's go. Movies. The essential vocabulary for discussing film.
Genre, the category. Action, romance, thriller, comedy, drama, horror, science fiction, documentary, animation. What kind of films do you usually watch? I'm mostly into thrillers and slow burn dramas.
Plot. The story. What's it about is the most common conversation opener. Answer briefly. It's about a woman who discovers her childhood memories were implanted. It sounds strange, but it's emotionally devastating.
Cast, the actors. Director, the person who made it. It's a Park Chan-wook film. Name-dropping a director signals you know cinema. I'll watch anything by her.
Cinematography, the visual style. Score, the music. Screenplay, the script. The cinematography is stunning. The score is haunting. The screenplay is perfect. Every line has purpose.
Recommending a film. You have to watch it. I can't recommend it enough. One of the best things I've seen in years. Strong endorsements.
Softer recommendations. I think you'd really enjoy it. It's not for everyone, but I loved it. Worth a watch if you're in the right headspace.
Headspace? Your mental and emotional state. It's a heavy film. Wait until you're in the right headspace. Very useful for managing expectations.
Describing quality. Masterpiece. Exceptional. Genuinely one of the best films ever made. Slow burn. Build slowly before a big payoff. Crowd pleaser. Widely enjoyed. Mainstream appeal. Blockbuster. Big budget, action, wide release.
When something is overhyped, it didn't live up to the hype for me. I went in with high expectations. I can see why people love it. It's just not my thing. Television vocabulary.
Binge-watch. To watch multiple episodes in one sitting. I binged the whole series in a weekend. I couldn't stop. I was up until 2.
Cliffhanger, an ending that leaves you in suspense. The season finale was such a cliffhanger. Plot twist, an unexpected development. I didn't see that coming. I was completely blindsided.
Spoiler. Revealing plot information before someone has seen it. Considered genuinely rude in English media culture. Spoiler alert. No spoilers, please. Don't spoil it.
Character arc, a character's journey through a series. Her character arc is so well written. Comfort TV, shows you watch when you want to feel safe, not challenged. I've rewatched this 4 times. It's pure comfort.
I gave up after season 2. It started strong but lost me around the middle. I couldn't get into it. Honest negative assessments, completely natural in conversation. Music vocabulary.
What kind of music are you into? Genre, pop, indie, jazz, classical, R&B, hip-hop, electronic, folk. I listen to a lot of indie and some jazz. Phase, I went through a jazz phase in my 20s.
This album is on repeat. Repeat, playing continuously. I've had this track on repeat all week. Track, individual song. This track is everything.
They're underrated. More talented than recognized. One of the most underrated bands working right now. Concert vocabulary. I'm going to see them live. The live experience is completely different from the album.
This song gives me chills. Chills. Physical emotional response. I had goosebumps the whole concert. Earworm. A song stuck in your head. I can't get it out of my head.
The lyrics are incredible. Melody is catchy, easy to remember. It stays with you. Let's do a role play. Recommending a film.
So, what have you been watching lately?
I just finished this Korean thriller and I genuinely couldn't stop. 6 episodes in one night.
6 episodes. What's it about?
A detective who can see how much time people have left to live. I won't say the title because you'll look it up and read something.
Is it violent?
There's some, but it's not gratuitous. The tension is mostly psychological. The acting is extraordinary.
Okay, and a film?
Have you seen Past Lives?
I've heard of it.
Watch it. Nothing dramatic happens, no explosions, but it's one of the most emotionally devastating films I've seen in years. Two childhood friends from Seoul who reconnect as adults. That's it. But what it says about time and choice is extraordinary.
You've sold me. When?
Not when you're tired. Be present for it. Have tissues.
Noted. Key vocabulary. Gratuitous. More than necessary. Excessive. Psychological tension. Suspense from the mind, not action. Emotionally devastating. Profoundly, overwhelmingly affecting. Be present for it. The best advice for any contemplative film.
How to discuss what you didn't enjoy.
It wasn't really for me. Gentle. I can see why people love it, but I just couldn't connect. Generous to the work, honest about experience.
It dragged in the middle. Dragged, moved too slowly. The ending disappointed me. It didn't live up to the hype. I gave up after episode 3. Life's too short.
How to disagree about taste gracefully. I know everyone loves it, I just didn't connect with it. We just have different tastes, and that's fine.
Taste is personal. No one is wrong about what they enjoy. The phrase, "we have different tastes," closes disagreement warmly. Use it freely. Books quickly.
I'm in the middle of. I just finished. I couldn't put it down. A real page turner. It stayed with me for weeks. The writing is beautiful, but the plot is thin, separating style from story.
Read it before you watch it. Almost always the advice when a book becomes a film. Let me expand on something that doesn't get talked about enough. The role of entertainment in language learning. Because this is one of the most effective paths to fluency, and it's free.
Watching films and series in English, with English subtitles rather than your native language, is one of the most effective ways to develop listening comprehension and natural speech patterns.
Research on language acquisition consistently supports this. Comprehensible input, content you understand about 70 to 80% of, is the sweet spot for learning. Films and series provide exactly this when you choose content just at or slightly above your level.
I learned more English from watching American and British television than from formal study. Not because study wasn't valuable, it built the foundation, but entertainment gave me rhythm, idioms, cultural references, humor.
What to watch? Start with genres you love. If you like comedy, British sitcoms. If you love crime, police procedurals have excellent practical vocabulary. If you love food, cooking shows are wonderful because language matches visuals.
Documentaries are especially good for intermediate learners. Clear narration, specialized but consistent vocabulary, visuals providing constant context.
And the greatest gift of streaming? You can pause, rewind, watch a scene 3 times, read the subtitle and hear the words simultaneously, reinforcing the connection between written and spoken language.
English subtitles are not cheating. They're a powerful learning tool. Reading and hearing together accelerates the connection in your brain between written and spoken English.
So every film you watch, every series you follow, every album you listen to in English, it's all language input. All of it is Jamyy English.
We like that. Now let me add something about cultural references in entertainment, because understanding these makes you feel genuinely inside English-speaking culture, rather than looking in from outside.
Cultural references in film and music create shorthand. When someone says, "That's very Wes Anderson," they mean the thing is visually symmetrical, quirky, pastel-colored, and a bit melancholy. You need to know Wes Anderson's films to understand the reference.
Very Breaking Bad means morally complex, slow building, consequences matter storytelling. It's Giving Succession means corporate power drama with sophisticated writing.
These references move into everyday spoken English. Their relationship is very much a slow burn, very Fleabag. The whole situation has real Faulty Towers energy. You don't need to know everything, but knowing the major references keeps you connected.
How to handle references you don't recognize. I don't know that reference. Where's it from? Always acceptable. Often the other person is delighted to explain.
And the joy of discovering you share a reference. Wait, you love that film too? Instant bond. Shared taste creates connection that years of professional relationships sometimes doesn't.
The streaming era has somewhat globalized cultural references. If you watch Netflix and HBO, you likely have more shared ground with English speakers than any previous generation of language learners.
Which means your cultural access is unprecedented. Use it. Amyy, I want to have a genuine debate. Most overrated film or show. Go.
Oh, this is dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna say, and I know people will disagree, Titanic. Technically impressive, emotionally manipulative. I cried at 12, rewatched at 30, and just felt like I'd been managed.
Okay, I'll push back. The spectacle served the emotion. The scale justified the runtime.
The scale was the point, which is different from saying the emotion was earned.
Fair, I'll say mine. The first season of True Detective, extraordinary. Every episode after season 1, increasingly not that.
That's not a controversial opinion. I think that's just true.
Fair point. Okay, this is the language of entertainment disagreement. Let's look at it.
I know people will disagree, but acknowledging your opinion is minority or controversial before stating it. This disarms defensiveness in the listener.
I'll push back. I disagree, and here's why. Direct, clear, not unkind.
Fair. I acknowledge the validity of your point, often used when you can't fully rebut. Gracious disagreement.
That's not controversial, that's just true. Agreeing but framing it as obvious rather than a matter of opinion. Slightly cheeky and funny.
These are the moves of a sophisticated cultural conversation, and now you have them.
Music conversation specifically, because talking about music is its own art.
What are you listening to right now? The opening question. More immediate than what kind of music do you like? Right now, invite something current.
I'm going through a phase. I'm obsessed with this album. I discovered them 3 weeks ago and I've listened to nothing else.
What does it sound like? Asking for a description when you're being told about unfamiliar music. How would you describe it? The answer requires the speaker to articulate something they feel. Rich conversational territory.
It's like if you took classical music and removed all the rules. It sounds like being in a rainstorm, but the rain is warm. Metaphorical music description. Native speakers do this constantly.
What do you play it for? Asking when the other person listens to a particular music. What's the right context for it? What mood does it put you in?
I play it when I'm running. It's my getting ready music. I only listen to it alone. It's too personal to share. This last one is very intimate and connecting to say.
Music reveals inner life in ways that other topics don't. When someone tells you what they listen to and why, you understand something real about them.
And that's the whole point of today. Entertainment isn't just entertainment. It's how people show you who they are.
And how you show them who you are. In English. Lightning round. Entertainment vocabulary.
Ready.
You watched 6 episodes without stopping.
I binged it. 6 episodes in one night. I genuinely couldn't stop.
A film building slowly to something.
It's a slow burn, but the payoff is extraordinary.
Warning someone about plot information.
Spoiler alert. Stop reading if you haven't seen episode 5.
A song you can't stop thinking about.
It's such an earworm. I've had it on repeat all week and I can't get it out of my head.
A film that was too praised before you saw it.
It didn't live up to the hype. Good, but I went in expecting extraordinary.
You want to recommend a book strongly.
Read it. I can't recommend it enough. It stayed with me for weeks.
Perfect every time.
Let me add something about the language of anticipation and disappointment in entertainment, because these are two of the most natural emotional responses, and English has rich vocabulary for both.
Anticipation first. I've been looking forward to this for months. I've been hyped about this since the trailer dropped. Hyped. Intensely excited about something upcoming.
The buzz around this is incredible. Buzz, the excited conversation building around something before release. Everyone's been talking about it. I've been avoiding spoilers.
I went in blind, knowing nothing before watching. I deliberately avoided all reviews and trailers. I wanted to experience it fresh, without prior knowledge shaping your experience.
And then disappointment. It didn't land for me. Land to have the intended effect. The ending didn't land. That joke didn't land. Not landing means the moment failed to connect.
It promised more than it delivered. The setup was better than the payoff. The first half was so strong, I don't know what happened in the second.
I kept waiting for it to click, and it never did. Click, to suddenly make sense, to connect. It just never clicked for me. I was waiting for the moment when I'd understand why everyone loves it.
I think I watched it at the wrong time. Your emotional state wasn't right for it. Maybe I need to revisit it. Revisit, watch or listen again with fresh perspective.
And the opposite, being pleasantly surprised. I went in with low expectations and it completely blew me away. Blew me away exceeded expectations dramatically. It was so much better than I thought.
I didn't expect to love it, and now I can't stop thinking about it. I've changed my mind about it completely since the first watch.
Changed my mind. This is actually an impressive thing to say about anything. It signals intellectual flexibility and genuine engagement.
I've changed my mind since I first watched it. You've grown into a work or grown out of one. Both are interesting.
A work of art that grows with you. That's the highest form of entertainment.
And now you have the English to say so.
One last section. Recommending things in a way that makes people actually want to act on it.
Because there's a difference between you should watch this and you need to watch this tonight, alone, in the dark, and don't check your phone.
Specificity in a recommendation does so much work. When you tell someone when and how to experience something, they feel guided, trusted, like you've thought about them specifically.
Watch it on a Sunday afternoon when you have nothing else planned. Listen to the whole album in one sitting, no skipping. Read it somewhere quiet. You'll want to stop and think.
These recommendations feel like gifts. You're not just passing on a title, you're sharing how to receive it.
It changed something in me. I've been different since reading it. I think about it at least once a week. These phrases carry enormous weight. They tell the other person, this mattered to me in a real way.
And when someone gives you a recommendation like this, receive it seriously. Put it on your list, actually get to it, and come back and tell them what you thought.
Closing the loop on a recommendation. I finally watched what you recommended. You were right. 4 words that make the person who recommended it feel seen and validated.
You were right. Perhaps the most generously connecting thing you can say to anyone about anything.
Use it freely. It costs nothing, and it means everything. Recommendation culture, giving, receiving, following through, is one of the warmest forms of connection between people who share a love of stories and music. And now you have the full English vocabulary to participate in it fully. From plot twists to earworms to cinematography to the concept of a slow burn, you have the words. Use them. Share what you love. Receive what others offer. And let culture be the bridge it was always meant to be.
Homework. Write 3 short reviews. 1 film, 1 show, 1 song or album. 2 or 3 sentences each. Post them in the comments. We want to discover things through you.
Tomorrow, episode 29, 1 month in, we look back.
29 days of daily English. A real achievement.
Entertainment vocabulary is also argument vocabulary because people feel strongly about what they love and what they don't. And English gives you the tools to disagree gracefully.
I can see why people love it, but it just didn't connect with me. I think the hype was well-deserved. Here's why. We clearly have different tastes, and I love that.
Disagreeing about films or music is great practice for disagreeing about anything. The skills are the same. Listen, acknowledge, offer your perspective without dismissing theirs.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way. Even if you still disagree, even if you leave the conversation still disagreeing.
The skill isn't changing minds, it's keeping the conversation open.
Keeping the conversation open. That's what all good language does. Let's learn, speak, and grow together. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.